Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be going over this right here, how to set up your phone. Well, it's going to be a part of the actual final setup. But the reason why I wanted to do this video is because I heard that there are some people out there that actually have Motorola phones, like what you see right here. I actually have two. Those are the ones I'm going to be running inside my cell hasher here. And as I was talking to the team over at Cell Hasher about the unit itself, they gave me some other bits of information about it. First and foremost, if you guys remember in the last video that I did on it, there was a little toggle switch on the side. That's actually to control the fan speed. This is an old unit, an older unit. The new units, they actually have all that built into the motherboard, so the new units are actually a bit more high-tech than what this one is. But what they were telling me is they actually have a bunch of people who have Motorola phones that want to use them but don't know how to set them up properly. So, you know what? We're going to go ahead and show you guys how to set this up. First things first, I went ahead and I rebooted this phone, so there is no lock, none of that stuff on here. There's a couple things that we have to do to go ahead and get this phone prepared. One of the things that you should be able to do is to verify the actual charging rate of your phone itself. I know that there's an app out there to use, but we can also use one of the AI platforms and take the picture of the phone itself, upload it there, and it'll tell us what the proper charging rate would be. Reason why I'm talking about that is we actually have to go ahead and set the charging rate inside of here, so that way the phone itself recognizes a charge. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to change the camera angle. I'm going to let you guys look at the phone here. All right, guys, here's the phone. You guys get a chance to see what it looks like. It is powered on, so it is a real phone. First thing we've got to do is we've got to get this guy set up in developer mode. So how do we do that? Every phone has their own way, but usually they're all pretty similar. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to come down like this. I'm going to click on the settings. From here, I'm going to come to where it says about phone. I'm going to click on there. Then we're going to come down here to the build number. And keep in mind, this is for Motorola phones. Samsung, LG, all the other different type of Android phones that are out there, they did have different methods to be able to do so. But even my Google Pixel phones that I have, same thing. You open it up, the about phone, and then right here, the build number. You just tap on it multiple times until you see that right there, which shows you are now a developer. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and back out of here, and then we're going to come back down to the bottom where it says System. We're going to click on System. We're going to click on the Advanced setting, and right here, you can see Developer Options is now available for us. So once I click on that, it's going to take us to this setting here. Right here, the Stay Awake While Charging. I always activate that. Why? Because it means that your phone's not going to fall asleep. Downside to that is it will actually cause the phone to possibly have screen burn-in if it's on the same screen consistently. But this phone is not going to be used for anything aside from mining, so I don't really care about that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to scroll up until we find the debugging here. And we have to activate USB Debugging. We're going to hit OK right there. And now that means that when we plug into the USB on this bad boy to the unit itself, it will actually communicate and allow us to go ahead and set stuff up. There's another one that I think we have to change as well. So this one right here that says verify app over USB. It does, I think I saw in Cell Hasher's website, it did say to go ahead and have that turned off. Now this is only going to be how to set the phone up. I'm still trying to figure out how to get them set up on the unit itself, on the Hasher unit, so that way I can get them working. One of the phones is actually able to finally show up on Cell Hasher's software, but it's not something that is super simple and easy. I've run into some big hiccups with my Motorola phones, and I'm going to let you guys know everything that I did to get my phones up and running. Well, I am excited to get that done. All right, so now that we have that all set up, we're going to back out. Next thing to do is going to go ahead and power the phone off. And the reason why we're going to power the phone off is because we're going to go ahead and disconnect the battery now. So phone's powered off. Here on the back side, we got to pull this back cover off to be able to get to the battery itself. All right, so there are a couple of different tools that we're going to use. First and foremost is this guy right here. This is actually a soldering iron, butane style soldering iron. So here's the actual soldering iron itself we're going to use, and we're going to use this to get hot to go ahead and melt the solder, which then will allow us to go ahead and take this wire here and connect it to the back of the cell phone with the battery we'll plug in. I've got my nice little green trim tool here. I used to use this all the time when I was working on cars, but this will come in handy to go ahead and pry the battery up because there is a very sticky substance on there. This guy right here is awesome. I went ahead and bought this guy from Amazon. So if you guys are interested in buying a kit like this, I've got my Amazon referral link down below. It is an affiliate link, so if you buy anything from there, it'll help the channel out, which is amazing. But this is a 122 piece set, and also inside of here, which is part of the reason why I'm showing you this right now, is it does come with these little picks right here. So these little picks are going to come in handy to go ahead and separate the actual case itself. So if you don't have something like this, I would definitely recommend getting something like this. And finally, the last tool that we're going to need is going to be this guy right here, which is a fancy wire stripper. So we can cut the wire down here, and then we put the wire up here, and then we go like this, and it strips the wire right off, and we can go ahead and get it set up so we take a small amount of wire, not a whole lot. All right, so this phone has been apart a couple different times already, mainly because the battery itself has swollen in here before, because I have used this phone pretty consistently for mining Veriscoin without using the cell hasher. So technically speaking, this cell phone back should be pretty easy to come off. As you guys can see right here, last person that took it apart did crack the back. So once again, because this phone is only going to be used for crypto mining going forward, I'm not too worried about it. But having one of these nice little picks right here does come in handy because you can slide it right underneath and then slide it around, and it should help finish breaking the seal. So that way we can get the back of this phone exposed so we can actually see the battery pack. Here is the battery itself. And if you guys look right over here, this little ribbon cable is what we have to disconnect. And I've not actually taken this one apart before, but I believe we're going to have to get this tape off on the sides here. And I believe we have to pull this cover up right here to be able to access the battery itself and disconnect it. If you guys take a look, try to show you guys here, there are a bunch of little Torx screws all the way around this here, so we're gonna have to get those out to get this plate off to be able to get the battery disconnected. All right guys, so I got all the screws out. So one was here, 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 and here. Once you get all the screws out, you're gonna need a nice little pry tool, and basically we have to get underneath the plate itself and lift up, and it should slide up and out like this. And there we can see where the battery itself was connected to, which comes right over here on top like that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna keep all this intact. We don't wanna mess with any of that stuff. But what I wanna do next is I wanna go ahead and use this to lift the battery up and out of here. But let's get the rest of this tape out of the way. Slowly just pry a little bit. You don't wanna put too much pressure because you could actually damage the screen. I know that this is only gonna be used for mining, and once it's all said and done, we'll actually be able to do a mirror response. So this right here is the actual battery for this phone. This is what it looks like. It's not that difficult to take out. If you look right here, it does have a little connection point. It's sort of hard to see, I'm sure. I'm trying to show you guys. And we have to basically be able to reuse that. Now there's a couple of different ways of doing this. The one way I did with my other Motorola phone is I went ahead and I desoldered the ribbon cable from the actual battery because, you know, just in case purposes I needed it. But technically speaking, if you're going to be doing something like this, you're probably not going to be reusing this battery anyways. Also, please be very careful. These are lithium-ion batteries, and lithium-ion batteries, if they get punctured, they go kaboom. So please be very mindful of that. Don't try to puncture these things. So here, if you take a look, that should be our positive, that should be our negative right there. And if you really wanted to, you could actually cut this tab here and this tab here, and then just reuse this, which is probably what we're gonna have to do. All right, guys, so I went ahead and I cut it off the battery. So basically at this point, this battery is no good, unfortunately. But once again, this is only gonna be used for mining going forward. The reason why we had to do that is because this connection here doesn't exactly line up with the board here, and it won't actually work the way we need it to. So because I've already done this a couple times, I already know which wire is which, but I'll show you guys on here. So if you guys look on here, you'll be able to see right here, this image. It does show a red plus and a black minus. They're circled in the colors that they are. So when you look at it, this is this side right here. So when we're looking at it, we're going to look at it from this this perspective, which means that the bottom wire here is going to be our positive, right? And what we have to do now is we have to cut off on this end over here because we're not going to use this side. So we're going to come over like this, and I'm just going to go snip. And for better reference, I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, I'm going to try to show it to you guys, but that bottom wire itself does have a white hash on it, or like a grayish whitish hash right through here. So that's how we'll be able to tell which is the positive, which is the negative. So now we're going to go ahead and peel the wires back a little bit, like so. And I'm going to go ahead and put the wire in just like this. And I only want a little bit of wire stripped off, insulation stripped off, so I'm going to go like that. Squeeze, pull, and now we got exposed wire. So if you guys remember, and I always keep the battery close by so that way I know which one's which. So this first one here is the one that we're going to go ahead and solder onto. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and try not to melt all of this, because soldering iron does get pretty toasty. And actually I might go ahead and just set it on this this case here. Alright guys, so here's my Power Probe soldering iron. In order to turn this on, I gotta lift up and turn that way. That turns on the gas flow, and then this is gonna be the temperature. So right there, you should see that we start glowing right here. That means that it's on and we're good to go. So if we remember that the wire that actually has the white stripe on it, which is the one that's exposed, is going to go to our positive, which is this side right here. So basically at this point, we're going to have to position this in such a fashion that we'll be able to go like this right here. So I'm going to use the other case, hold the back side. I'm going to try to keep this away from the GoPro because my GoPro seems to be getting a little warm. But we're going to go ahead and we let the soldering iron warm up just enough to be able to go like this and pre-tin it, I think is what the actual term is. But you guys should be able to see a little bit of smoke coming up right now. And that's the solder melting onto the tip itself. And all we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to apply the heat like this. And then we're going to do a couple little dabs. And basically what we want is we want the wire to be stuck to the metal. So we're going to see if this, if I can get this to work properly here. All right, guys, just like that. So now I'm going to go and turn this off for a second so I can get the other side prepped. And basically what I ended up doing is I ended up heating up the end of the wire a little bit with some solder. And I watched the solder actually pull into the wire. Once I knew that was there, I knew that once I made contact and I put some heat on the back side of it, it was going to go ahead and actually make a good connection. And that's what it comes down to if we want to make sure that we keep a good connection there. And if you guys watch an old video that I uploaded on wire repairs, you'll be able to see the proper way to actually do wire repairs. And it's all about just getting enough heat into the wire itself to allow for the solder itself to get pulled in. But you don't want to heat it up too much, because if you do, then it actually damages the insulation. All right, so now that that is stripped off, we're going to go ahead and reignite this. All right, so once again, we should have some hot solder right here. But we're going to go ahead and get it pre-tinned again, and we're going to do the same thing to the bottom of the wire. And then once that's all said and done, we're going to go ahead and tape all of this up with some electrical tape, so that way it's not exposed, doesn't make contact inside the body or inside the cell hasher itself, which would actually be bad because then we could possibly end up having a short. So we're going to do this, and we're just going to go ahead and make contact with the wire and let that solder get soaked in. And just like that, see? See how easy it is once you have everything just right. Obviously you guys didn't get a chance to see how long it took me to do it, but yeah, it took a little while. So now both the positive and negative are actually soldered. You can see it right there. So now, excuse me, we're gonna go ahead and move that out of the way. we're going to grab the phone, wherever I put it, it's right here, and we're going to go ahead and try to reconnect this. But before we do, and we're going to go ahead and tape this up so that way it's not going to be exposed to anything on the inside or to the aluminum case that's inside of there, or the aluminum holder for the actual phone itself. So first things first, let's go ahead and get this secured. I'll be right back once I'm done. Alright guys, so it's not the best job, and me personally, I like using heat shrink to go ahead and seal everything up, but electrical tape works well as well. So if you guys remember how this was attached, it came in like this, and then it sort of clips right on top of here, and once you get it in the right spot, you can feel it actually go down and click. And now we're going to go ahead and reattach this cover. And then we're going to go ahead and plug this bad boy into the cell hasher case so we can just verify that it powers up. And all right guys, so I got all the little screws plugged in or screwed in, so we should be good to go. Now we're going to go ahead and actually try to see if this guy will power up over here. So you guys give me 1 second. I'm going to get the case open, set you guys inside the case so we can see what happens. All right guys, so this is the inside of the case. As you can see, I got this right here, and we're going to just lay the phone on top of that for right now. We should be okay. So now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to connect the USB to the bottom. The USB is strictly going to be for data transfer. This right here is where the magic comes into play, and we have to plug this in to its receptacle over here. And if we did this right, once I flip the switch, we'll be able to watch both of my phones power on. Alright, so that's plugged in, those are plugged in. Flip the switch back here. See a little red light over here, that means we're powering on. We should be able to hold down the power button now, and it should fire up. Look at that. She's running. I'll fire up the other phone just to show you that I did this other one as well, and that it powers up. So we can see both of my phones are going to be working. I'll even try to show you guys the actual battery level here at the top. It will show us what the state of charge is. If you look right there, it's probably a little hard to see, but it does show that it's fully charged. So now when we fire this bad boy up, you have to slide it up, click on this right here, and hit allow. That means now that this guy will be able to be controlled by this guy here. And for some reason, this other one is not powering on. I thought it buzzed for a second, but I guess I didn't hold the button down long enough. And on the Moto Z phone, the one with the attachments, to be able to get to the battery, you actually have to take the screen off, and the battery connection is right here. I want to say thank you guys for following me along with this process of getting these phones wired up so I can actually use them with the cell hasher. Like I said, I have had some issues trying to get my first phone to do some of the mining, and I will walk you guys through everything that I do once I get everything else figured out. So I'll be back soon with another video for this. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, turn the bell notification set to all, that way you don't miss out on any future videos like this or other ones that I have planned. And please let me know down in the comments below what phones are you using. Are you going to be using trying to get one of these to go ahead and mine? Are you guys mining? I mean, the power that these phones use as far as mining is very minimal, so you really can't go wrong with it. With that being said, peace out everyone, have a great rest of your day, and thank you for joining me in today's video.